Welcome back to Japan Travel News, about all the new things in Japan and what's coming up over the next few months. Today we've got a chance to see Kyoto temples that aren't usually open to the public, some quite serious travel news about cancelled flights, flu season and Airbnbs, and an exhibition about oji-san, that's uncles or middle-aged men in ukiyo-e woodblock prints. Not everything in this video is in February, lots of it's coming up over the next few months or even years in some cases. First up is attraction news. Pokepark Kanto opens today at Yomiuri theme park near Tokyo. I know lots of people have been waiting for this one. Recently they've revealed pictures of their rides, special merch and themed snacks. Of course there are Pokemon ear headbands and blind box pins in Pokeballs. This is one of those attractions that's new and really popular, so if you want to go you need to book tickets the second they come available. Tickets are available 2 months in advance at 6 p.m. Japan time. So today, the 5th of February, you can buy tickets for the 5th of April. Check that just in case it changes in future and set yourself a reminder, because for international tickets, it's first come, first served. For people who live in Japan, it's a lottery. Watch out for the ends of the months because, for example, February only has 28 days. So tickets for April 28th, 29th and 30th will all become available on the 28th of February. So good luck, and if you want to go, I hope you manage to get tickets. Pokemon have also been taking over observatories around Japan. It's like a pop-up exhibition, so you can learn about the galaxy in a cute way. It's not just cardboard cutouts, there are actual Pokemon statues, and everything's in English as well as Japanese. And of course, there's limited edition merch, like this Starry Sky Pikachu that you can only get there. The next one's in Fukushima Prefecture in Koriyama City, which is about an hour and a half from Tokyo on the Shinkansen. After that, it'll be touring to Kakuda near Sendai in the summer, Toyohashi in autumn, and Nagasaki in the winter. Now this March and April, you can go inside several temples and shrines in Kyoto that aren't usually open to the public. It's called Kyoto Special Exhibition of Non-Public Cultural Properties. A very memorable name. The dates for each location are different, but the whole thing runs from the 1st of March to the 12th of April. After that, there'll be a second phase during the Golden Week period from the end of April to the start of May. You can see this dragon ceiling painting and statues and gardens that aren't usually on show. There's no reservations, just turn up. Tickets are 1,000 yen, and that goes towards the upkeep of the properties. Plans have been revealed for what's going to happen to the site of the Osaka Expo that closed in October. If you've been watching Japan news for a long time, we first heard about this back in 2023. It's going to be a casino resort, MGM Osaka, with hotels opening in 2030. It's going to be completely different from the expo site, but they are keeping a 200-metre section of the Grand Ring, the wooden structure that ran around the perimeter of the expo. But what's going to happen to the giant Gundam? They should have kept that for the casino. This is quite unusual because gambling is illegal in Japan, but in 2018 there was a new rule saying that certain types are allowed to create jobs and boost tourism. And I can't help wondering if they'll be using these Hello Kitty poker chips I spotted the other day. Next is serious travel news. Many flights between China and Japan have been cancelled recently because of political tension between the countries. Now, we're not here for politics, so I'm not going to go into it. This is something that started last year, but now scheduled flights on 49 routes between China and Japan have been cancelled this month. So what does that mean? Most foreign tourists going to Japan come from South Korea, but China is second. So if they're not going there at the moment, that means there could be a fifth fewer visitors to Japan. I've heard that some places are quieter, and in some locations hotels are slightly cheaper than usual. By no means everywhere, but in some places like Okinawa. Certainly from London, Chinese airlines often have the lowest fares. I don't know how much other international flights are affected by this, but if you're thinking of flying with a Chinese airline, I would look into this carefully and look into what would happen if your flight got cancelled. Next, flu season is particularly bad in Japan this year. It started earlier than usual, then cases started to drop, but now they're spiking again and the warning is back. It's the first time in 17 years there's been 2 warnings in one flu season. So if you're going to Japan this month, take antibacterial hand gel, consider wearing a mask in crowded places if you want to, and convenience stores have vitamin drinks that are supposed to boost your immune system. I always take hand gel with me anyway. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but who wants to get sick during the trip you've been waiting so long for? If you're going to Japan in September this year, advance warning, there'll be a 5-day long weekend. So people are going to be off work and places are likely to be busier than usual from the 19th to the 23rd of September. Silver Week happens every year around the autumn equinox. Usually it's not that much of a big deal, but this year there's an extra day off for the first time in over a decade. That's because the public holidays fall on a Monday and a Wednesday. In Japan, if there's a working day sandwiched between two public holidays like that, it automatically becomes an extra day off. It's called an Othello holiday, which seems like a pretty sweet deal. Now, you know what it's like anywhere during public holidays, so if you're going to be in Japan during that time, consider booking your Shinkansen tickets in advance. I've got a video about how to do that, and avoid really popular places like theme parks on the public holidays. Next, Kyoto is tightening its regulations on short-term holiday rentals like Airbnb. That's because of complaints from residents about people being noisy, not getting rid of rubbish correctly, or just generally being disruptive. Japan's culture is based on everyone getting along and not bothering each other, so I can understand why people might not want an Airbnb next door with a constant churn of outsiders who, even with the best intentions, might not understand all the little unwritten rules, and they might disrupt the harmony of the neighbourhood. Besides that, walls in Japanese properties can be paper thin. They don't always have soundproofing like hotels do. Rules about getting rid of rubbish and recycling are complex, so I can understand why people aren't always a fan of Airbnb. So in Kyoto, the regulations are being tightened. Owners have to submit more reports, and if they don't comply, they could be shut down. They're also considering restrictions on which areas can have rental properties, how many days they can operate, and how long guests can stay. And from April, the Kyoto city government's doing surprise inspections of short-term rentals to make sure the rules are being followed. That'll be in the early morning or in the evening when the property is more likely to be occupied. There have been similar complaints in Osaka, so in October they stopped taking applications for new rental properties that can be rented out all year round. Airbnb can be a great option for groups and families. You have a bit more space, you have a kitchen, and you get a taste of what it's like living in Japan. They can also be cheaper than hotels. But with this trouble boiling up, I would be slightly wary of them. Remember back in 2018 when new regulations were brought in and loads of bookings got cancelled. So if you're thinking about booking an Airbnb, I'm not saying they're a bad option, lots of people love them, but just take that into consideration. Next, the cherry blossom forecast for 2026 is out. The Japan Meteorological Corporation predicts when the sakura will bloom in each region and monitors the progress of the buds. I love how seriously they take this. They provide so much information for every major cherry blossom viewing spot all around Japan, so you can check it before you make a special journey. This year they're predicted to be slightly earlier than average. This is the date the cherry blossoms start, not full bloom. If you're in Japan this month, you can enjoy the plum blossoms, which are a slightly brighter colour. There are plum blossom festivals, and there are also early blooming sakura. This month you can see early blooming cherry blossoms on the Izu Peninsula, not too far from Tokyo. There are 800 trees that are lit up at night. If you're going during peak sakura season, which is the end of March, start of April, I have a video about less crowded places to see them because the popular spots do get very busy, but maybe that's all part of the excitement. Next is train news. One of the stations for Sanrio Puroland is being renovated this month to make it extra kawaii. Odakyu Tama Center Station already had Sanrio decorations. They're being renewed with more characters, more colour and more rainbows all around the station, the platform and the ticket gates. It can't be a bad thing. The theme is Yume Kawaii, which means dreamy cute. Next, there'll be private rooms on the Shinkansen from October this year. They'll be on the Tokaido Shinkansen between Tokyo and Osaka. There'll be private rooms for solo travellers and for 2 people with extra comfy seats. I think they're supposed to be for business travel really. They're ideal if you need to do a video meeting, so you don't need to worry about being noisy and disturbing other passengers. And in spring 2027, they're introducing semi-private booth seats for a level of luxury above the green car. Next is hotel news. There are now more Pokemon themed hotel rooms. They're from hotel chain Mimaru. They've added more Pokemon rooms and more Pokemon. They're available across 10 Mimaru hotels in Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. There are 100 Pokemon rooms in total and 100 Pokemon in each room. Mimaru is a chain that has some larger rooms that can be good for families. If you stay in a Pokemon room, you get a Pokemon goodie bag and there's a giant Snorlax plushie on the bed. I don't think you get to keep that though. Next is restaurant news. This month, conveyor belt sushi chain Kura Sushi is doing a collab with mofusand, the kawaii cat character. There are special items on the menu, like these cat-shaped nuggets, and just look at mofusand inside the sushi rolls. When you spend a certain amount at Kura Sushi, you get a chance to win a gachapon. It's called Bikura-pon. When it triggers, there's a video on the touchscreen, and during the collab, that will include mofusand. You can win mofusand prizes like keychains and badges. And if you want to see Mofusand's super cute shop in Character Street in Tokyo, there's a tour in this video on my channel. Next, Shorakuen is a very cutesy cafe in Tokyo in Yoyogi. They do these exquisite Mount Fuji cakes, very fancy. This month, they're doing a Valentine's excavation event until the 23rd of February. You choose from 5 galaxy zones and the staff chisel off celestial fragments for you, which is some sort of candy or chocolate. I hope they taste as good as they look. They're very pretty. Then they're served to you by this robotic cat. It looks like an experience. I'd love to try it. If you want to go, make sure you make a reservation. Shorakuen's also opening a takeaway kiosk in Ginza 6 department store in Tokyo. That's the one where the space cats used to be. It'll be themed like a fictional travel information centre. That opens on the 13th of March. And they also have a pop-up this month in Osaka, they're very busy, at Hankyu Umeda department store. That one has Valentine's themed gifts. Their packaging is so well designed. Now, what do you think of this strawberry Kitkat pizza? It's at Pizza Hut Japan. These folded up pizza slices are called a handy melt. This one is sweet and sour strawberry flavour. That's mozzarella cheese inside and the dough is strawberry flavour. They say it's great as a dessert or with coffee. Would you try it? That's available until mid-February. Next is events. There's a stamp rally on the Tokyo Disney Monorail until the 2nd of March. It's called Minnie's Funderland. You need to buy a day pass for the Disney Monorail to get a card for the stamp rally and collect the layered stamps to make a picture. Minnie's Funderland is an event where everything is pink, especially after dark, with polka dots, bows and hearts. There's a projection mapping show on the castle and special snacks like this pink sandwich with sweet potato, chicken, cream cheese and nuts, a very avant-garde combination, and this pink hot dog. After Minnie's Funderland, it'll be Vanellope's Sweets Pop World in April, May and June. There's also a stamp rally in Osaka. It's a collab between JR West and kawaii characters Opancho Usagi. There are also special discounted ticket packages for Shirahama at the seaside in Wakayama and Kinosaki Onsen, which is a gorgeous onsen town that I love. There are videos about it on my channel. All 7 bathhouses there are tattoo friendly. Now, if you go to Nagoya this spring, there might be a giant chick. Piyorin is a kind of mascot of Nagoya. You can get cute Piyorin cakes at the station. From March, there'll be a giant 7-meter tall Piyorin outside a new shopping mall called Nakagawa Canal Doors. I think a giant chick is the perfect way to celebrate. Also in Nagoya, the Aquarium has an Animal Crossing event until the 11th of May. There are Animal Crossing themed displays featuring fish and sea life from the game. There's quizzes, you can make a seashell wreath and special merch. There are illuminations in Nara this month until the 14th of February. It's called Nara Ruri, Corridor of Happiness. Nara is a popular day trip from Osaka and Kyoto, known for the deer park. The illuminations will be around the famous temples there. There'll also be festival food stalls and light up deer. Next is shop news. Ikea is closing 2 of its stores in Tokyo. I always thought it was strange there were 3 stores so close together, and I guess it was too much. 2 of them are closing now in Harajuku and Shinjuku, but the Shibuya one remains open. Next is exhibitions. These aren't all in February, lots of them are coming up later this year. I'll put the dates on the screen. In Harajuku, the Ota Memorial Museum of Art has an ukiyo-e or jisan festival. This is fantastic. Ojisan are uncles or middle-aged men. So this is all about men of a certain age that appear in traditional woodblock prints. It's not about samurai or beautiful geisha. These guys are full of personality. From the end of March, there's an immersive yokai exhibition in Tokyo. Yokai are Japanese monsters. They're projected on the walls all around you. It looks really mysterious and fun. The Sanrio exhibition, The Beginning of Kawaii, is coming back to Tokyo from April to June. It's in Matsumoto at the moment, and it's coming back to where it started in Roppongi in 2021. Since then, it's been touring all around Japan. I've wanted to see this one from the start, but the dates have never lined up for me. Not very Japanese, but there's a Winnie the Pooh exhibition in Tokyo for its 100th anniversary, and something else from England. Shaun the Sheep has an exhibition for their 30th anniversary, or in Japanese, Hitsuji no Shaun. There's an exhibition for the anime Dan Da Dan in Tokyo in April and May. For Vocaloid fans, the musician Deco27 has an exhibition featuring Hatsune Miku in Tokyo and then Osaka. And another touring exhibition we've had many times on Japan News, the Pokémon Crafts exhibition has arts and crafts inspired by Pokémon. It's moving to Hokkaido. After that, it's going to Hiroshima and Sendai. This will be its final year. I've heard good things about this one from people who've been. There's a Detective Conan exhibition about the process of how they make the anime. So that's it for this time. We've had mofusand sushi rolls, a giant chick, and strawberry Kitkat pizza. Japan News is back at the start of every month. I make Japan travel videos every week on Thursdays with lots of tips for planning a trip. Recently we've had how expensive things are in Japan, and there's so much coming up. So I'll see you then. Bye bye.